Brian back in a minute. Chet, thanks for taking a minute. It's Scott Van Pelt. Thanks for being here with me. We were just raving about the level of basketball, Chet. It's incredible what you two teams have brought to the table in these two games. You're living in the middle of it. How would you describe what's required to win a game, one game in this series so far?
Yeah, SVP, first of all, Kay, good to see you. It's good to be on the show with you. But yeah, this is the basketball doesn't get better than this. These two great teams right here, and we saw it the last two games. It's been a fist fight back and forth all the way down the stretch. So we can't expect anything else for the rest of the series. We just got to keep punching.
Alex Caruso explained to me last year when I asked him for some insight on Shai. He said he's not the most vocal leader. It's an example thing. What was the example from Shai in between game one and then during game two where he was brilliant? Is there a way to describe it, Chet?
I think just the way that he carried himself. No matter what happens, he's going to continue to walk with confidence, come in, get his work in, and everybody follows suit. And, I think it's good that the, head of the snake kind of sets that tone.
Well, and he, as I say, he was great tonight, and it feels like next man up. We were just talking to Brian Windhorst. I don't know how much you heard, but, unfortunately, we see Jalen leave again with the hamstring issue. You guys have had to play through some of that. AJ stepped up, and, maybe he gets hurt in the end, but you guys have to deal with adversity even though you're as great as you've been. How much does that prepare you for moments like this when it is literally next man up?
Yeah, adversity can come in any form, and this is the world of athletics. Things like that happen. You never want to see it happen. For either team, everybody wants to play fully healthy, but that's part of the game. And no matter what happens, what the adversity is, we got 17 dudes who are ready. Whenever their name's called.
I know you can't hear Reggie Miller on the floor, but he said at one point, "I want to see more fire from Chet Holmgren." And right on cue, you got two monster dunks. How much do you recognize that your energy and your passion can be a fire starter in a sense for your team? Does that make sense?
Yeah, of course. We all have to be contagious out there. We all got to bring a punch, bring some fire, and then, that'll lead to the next guy making a big play. So just try to make big plays, play with energy, and good things will happen.
I know it's not one-on-one. But you know the guy that wears one on the other team, and he's a lot, but so are you. How do you describe what that specific matchup represents to you in this series?
Yeah, it's competition at the highest level. Just like you were talking about with these two teams, it's two great teams going at it. It's no different. No matter how many games this series goes, it's going to be competition.
Let me ask one more, and I appreciate your time here. Last year when we were out there for the finals, you dropped game one on your home floor. You lived it, you absorbed it, and you kept on trucking, and you had a parade. How much does that familiarity with what you now must do help this team? I see that smile, and I see the head shake, right? You've lived it. I have to imagine you can lean into it, right?
Yeah. You never want to live those moments, but, you can't have the good moments without the bad, and you learn from all of them. So we got experiences from last year that we're able to carry over, but we also understand, it's a new year. We're playing a new team. We didn't play them last year, so we have to have an awareness for that. But, certain lessons can carry over.
Thanks for taking the time afterwards. And on behalf of everybody that loves basketball, we all want to see 7, man, because this is just outrageous basketball you guys are playing. It's incredible to watch, man. Thanks for taking a minute tonight, all right? Champions, the Heat of 12-13, and the Lakers at the turn of the millennium. Brian Windhorst joins me, and first thing, we'll get to the specifics, but this is breathtaking basketball. To me, this is the game at its highest level when you're seeing these stretches of just haymakers. It's like Hagler-Hearns, first round. Yeah?
I'm exhausted. The level of effort, the level of ingenuity, the level of creativity, the level of just sheer fight that is being displayed by these two teams. The Thunder have their entire hands full trying to deal with Victor Wembanyama. They are working so incredibly hard to battle him at both ends, to counter him, to figure out a way around him, over him, behind him. They're holding him, they're shoving him, they're pushing him. And then the Spurs are dealing with guys falling down with injury. I mean, this is really truly going to be the heavyweight aspect of this is who's going to be standing at the end. This feels like 4 games have been packed into 2. And, so tonight, I would just say, incredible strategic move by the Thunder to go with Isaiah Hartenstein as the primary defender on Victor Wembanyama, which was able to hold him down. But the injury report is going to be almost the most important thing before Game 3 because both teams lost key players tonight. I'm not sure who's going to be upright in 2 days.
Well, obviously, and we showed it in the highlight, Williams, who came back in Game 1 after sitting with the hamstring issue. They hadn't needed him. That's a hell of a luxury, a player that talented that they didn't need to win all the games they already have. But in the case of the Spurs, who are already without Fox, who's a difference maker at point guard, to lose Harper, what was the impact of his absence down the stretch in your estimation?
I think a potential loss of Dylan Harper is potentially gigantic because we've got a high ankle sprain on De'Aaron Fox. That is an injury that is not going to probably get that much better. He may be able to gut it out, but you're looking at not having him right. So then Harper looks like, a potential leg injury there, like maybe a hamstring. If that's a situation that causes him to miss time, you're just playing too thin on the perimeter. Stephon Castle is playing tremendous basketball, but he's being asked to do so much. He had 9 turnovers in this game after 11 in Game 1. They're just running out of bodies on the perimeter here. They're asking so much of their guys. And then, Jalen Williams, if that's the hamstring again, that's his 4th hamstring injury this year. And then right at the end of the game, A.J. Mitchell, who's his de facto replacement, looks like he may have injured his quad. I mean, it's crazy what's going on.
Yeah, it's, as I said when you joined me, incredible high-level basketball. We just hope that there's enough health on both sides to continue, and we'll continue this conversation.
But I thought our team did a great job tonight. We battled, stuck with it there at the end when, we were dealing with some adversity. So that's what's going to, happen this time of year. And, it'll be good tomorrow just to regroup a little bit and learn and get ready for the next one.
I really found it interesting what Mitch Marner was saying to Emily Kaplan about Torts and how he gives you the freedom to do your thing, and yet he's ready to say you're not doing what you're meant to do if you're not doing what you're meant to do. What's that balance like? And it's an interesting story from the outside looking in, right? He gets there late, but how do you describe the balance, Noah?
Yeah, it's great. There's never a gray area with Torts, and I think as a player, that's all you can ask for. You know where you stand at all times, and he demands a lot out of the players, but that's what you want. And, I think he's been great for our team, and, he's getting a lot out of the guys. So, like I said, just tomorrow will be a good day just to regroup and go over some film with him and learn a few things and get back at it.
How do you measure what